أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today I'm going to be talking about conflict management and resolution in Islam. As you all know, people are conflicted, people have disagreements. We have son and parents having disagreements. We have daughters and the parents having disagreement. We have stepfathers and stepchildren having disagreement. We have brothers having disagreement. We have sisters having disagreement. We have husbands and wives having disagreement. We have students and lecturer having disagreement. We can continue. That will be disagreement. No doubt. There will be disagreement, no doubt. There will be conflict. And this conflict or disagreement can be due to ego issue, can be due to misunderstanding, can be due to misinterpretation of people's action, can be due to suspicion, can be due to the fact of lack of understanding of our religion, can be due to no application of emotional intelligence, and so on and so forth. So marital conflict here and there, so there are conflicts, no doubt. Now, when people are conflicted or when people are in conflict, Islam provides means and ways of trying to resolve those conflicts. For example, when you are conflicted, when you have conflict, you can appoint either party or both party can agree on a mediator. And in Islam, that mediator must not be somebody that is easily provoked, must not be somebody that is onifufu, must not be that person that is impatient, that mediator. So if you have somebody that can be easily provoked, you shouldn't make such a person as an intermediator or a conciliator. So you need to get somebody that is patient, that have the hikmah, that have the fear of Allah, that it doesn't necessarily have to be religious, but he has the emotional intelligence, he has the wisdom, he has the understanding, he's unbiased. I talk about bias, like maybe when couples are having problem, involving their parent as a first step is not advisable because they are naturally biased. They will be biased towards their children, to their daughter or their sons. So you need to have an unbiased empire. Now, when you identify a conciliator or a reconciliator, both parties have to, you can actually have separate reconciliator. You have yours, I have mine, and both parties, so basically they have to respect whatever decision that will come out of that, inshallah. And apart from being fair-minded person, somebody that is not easily provoked, you mustn't you must not use the reconciliator shouldn't be the person that we take side in the course of the discussion or the resolution. For example, it will be un-Islamic for the person to actually come back to one of the parties and say, okay, listen, behind the back, so the boy here, one that alone bó man ṣe nìyẹn, ó ti gbẹ̀sìn mẹ́sìn, tó bá ti bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn, ìwọ ṣá mọ́rùn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀. So he's trying to paint one of the parties bad or black. So such a person is is not the kind of person that we should have as a reconciliator. In Islam, we that's actually discouraged. You cannot be that's a sin. That's sinful. So we need to look at that. So that person can be can should not be appointed, or if such is appointed and in the course of the reconciliation process we notice he can actually be fired as a reconciliator. Now, it's allowed to lie when you're trying to reconcile parties. So, and the kind of lie, I'll give an example. Let's say husband and wife are having difficulty and you've been appointed as reconciliator. Even you are not appointed, but you are trying to resolve the problem between the party. You can actually lie, and the lie is like, okay, listen, oh Maria, Kafaya, Lano, ó mà sọ̀rọ̀ yín dáadáa, tó bá rí ohun tó ń sọ, ó ní brother, baba, Kafaya, is this that you are very good, yeah, whereas he never said that. So you said that to Kafaya, to Baba Kafaya, you'll be very, very, very open. Oh my God, alhamdulillah, this man is coming back to his senses. The same, the other way around, Baba Kafaya, blah, blah, blah. So he said something good, whereas not the real thing, but he said something good, and the purpose was to bring the couples together. So that's actually allowed in Islam, and that can be applied conversely to friends as well. These two friends fighting, you can actually serve as intermediary by painting a good picture of the parties to each other. So that can actually enable a resolution of those conflicts. And the person that serves to reconcile two warring parties, Allah prays for them, Allah accept their prayer. It's beneficial. It's a beneficial act. It's an ibadah that we should actually, as a person, we should aim for. When you notice two people fighting or they are not in speaking time, try to intervene. Even though you are not asked to intervene, you can actually self-appoint yourself as an intermediator. So basically, because conflict breeds a lot of problem, we have seen a mother, the first two sons, they were never in good time before the mother passed away. She tried everything humanly possible to make sure that the two sons are in good time. They never in good time, and you can imagine the implication of that. It means the wives of those sons, the children of those sons, they're not going to be in good time, because you can't be fighting my husband and I will be a friend to you. No. So you see, that's the implication of that. So because if you still want your marriage, you have to be at the back of your husband or your wife. If you support your enemy against your wife or your husband, it's a problem. So I'm talking about the intermediator. So the intermediator also needs to hear both sides before jumping to a conclusion. For example, somebody reports somebody to you, you have to listen to the other party. So when he tells you, don't believe what she says, don't say what she says is right or wrong. Don't make a judgment in Islam. You have to listen to the second party before you make a judgment. And you should be fair to the party. You should say it the way it is. You shouldn't sugarcoat things. You should say the correct thing. You should apportion blame to who is at fault, and you should praise whoever not at fault. In Yoruba, we do one thing that is bad. Even when a young person is offended by the elderly person, we actually blame the younger person. That is un-Islamic. You can't do that. You don't and where before in Islam, whether it's the young person or the adult, so you have to give a phone alare in Islam. That's not acceptable. So this is just my little intervention on conflict management and resolution in Islam. We have conflict here and there, so we should make effort to resolve those conflicts. May Almighty Allah accept it for us. May Almighty Allah unite us, everybody that is having one problem or the other. May Almighty Allah bring a resolution to this problem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.